You get second shift at the plant. Yo, fair use. What's up? What's going on? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. All right. I did a stream last night. I didn't post it. Woke up this morning, found some more shit. Now I'm gonna post this. This is going to be good. You could sit this shit down in your car or wherever you're at and to let this shit play. All right, because I'm about to break this shit down. First and foremost, let's get the business out of the way. Shout out and a big thank you to Black Marvel 25. Thanks a lot. I got that. Appreciate your support. Thank you, brother. Shout out to everybody, my regulars. I decided to put y'all name down there at the bottom. Right, we got that out the way. There is a person that I got to address. Fuck his name, but he says some dumb shit. And basically, a lot of people just aren't capable of understanding what the hell I talk about, right? I'm talking about apples. This nigga started talking about tomatoes. It had nothing to do with what the hell I was saying, right? It was one of my last videos. Yeah, so got that out of the way. What else? And I left your comment there. I didn't block you yet, but I left your comment there. So you can see my disrespectful reply to your ass. All right. So I'm gonna let that chill there for a little bit until I figure you've seen it, and then I'm gonna block you, nigga. All right, now that's out the way. What else? All right, well, fuck it. Let's get into this damn stream. This is going to be. I'm gonna be, as always, fair. Right? We have a couple of. We got opposing teams, right? And we have a woman's point of view. And I'm being fair with her because she was fair in her video. I'm going to show you two key points, a positive that she said, and a underhanded negative that she said. Now, why do I say underhanded negative? Because it was disguised as some people when they argue or debate, right? It was kind of like what that Princella chick does. She'll get you to say, yeah. She'll get you to agree to things. And after you've agreed to about the third or fourth thing, then she hits you with her narrative. And you basically really can't argue it because you agreed to everything she already said. Right? So if I say gunpowder is used in bullets, you would say yes. If I say firing pins are used in guns, you would say yes. If I say bullets, rounds can kill people, yeah. But then when I would say we should ban all guns because guns kill people, you'll be like, well, not really. People kill people. It's not the guns. It's the people that acquire illegal guns. And I'm like, no, guns kill people. We should ban all guns. You already said yes to all of those things. So then when I hit you with my narrative, it's going to be harder for you to defend it. You know, because and there's a bunch of like, yo, I didn't realize how stupid people are. There are so many dumb people. They will hear you say yes, and then they'd be like, well, he just answered yes to everything, and then you know, but nah, don't fall for that shit. Always be on guard. Now, this woman kind of did that. She said all of these things about growing up without a father and this and that and all this other bullshit, and then she says male spaces are good because they tell them to be good guys and this and that, and they teach them to be better and stronger, but they're toxic. No, bitch. No. Oh yeah, there's another motherfucker in here. We all gloves off. We just gonna attack this motherfucker. Yeah. Dog pile on the rabbit, motherfucker. It's you it. All right. We're gonna talk about that too. That just came back to my memory. All right. Today, the song that I'm going to be lighting my shit to, Gia. So yeah, Galero. Sorry, Galero. 1936 joint. What I'll be my Galero to today. Come on, man. What's up with the camera? Is where do you hear it?
I've been loving you too long.
Who was that?
To stop now.
Otis Redding, baby.
And you want to be free.
You want to be free, bitch?
My love is growing stronger.
His love grew stronger.
As you become a habit to me.
You became a habit to this nigga.
Loving you too long.
Shout out to them niggas that got divorced or got their heart broke. You don't want to stop now. I get it. That's why we here, brothers. Wow.
I can't stop now. And your love is growing old.
Love is growing old, bitch.
My love is growing stronger.
While mine is growing stronger. I thought we were good.
Affair growing old. I've been loving you.
You hear this shit?
Oh, too long. Stop now.
Wow.
Oh, I've been loving you a little too long.
Now, y'all know how Bigg Wes do. I like to tie my songs into the topic. I like that shit. I think it's fun. I'm going to show you something that you can relate to. Every man can relate to this here. Look at this. Trying to help the average simp is exhausting, right? Old school therapy, all right? Old school therapy. You ain't the first and you won't be the last. Help yourself. Except she is not your woman. You see that? Now check this out. We just heard Otis Redding. Been loving you for too long. Don't want to stop now. Listen to this.
She's a community broad. She's anybody's woman, Mac. Accept it. She is not your woman. Say she's not your woman, Mac. She is not yours. She is any man that can have her, Mac. She is not yours. Accept the fact, Mac. You don't have a woman. You got to help yourself, Max. You got to help yourself. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max.
You're gonna split, Max. Help yourself. Fuck her. She's out in the street. She ain't worth it no more. You're here, man. Help yourself.
It hurts.
How much?
Hurts a whole lot.
How much? Make me feel how much you hurt.
Hurts a lot.
You gotta start accepting, Max. Accept it. She's not your woman. She's a community broad. She's anybody's woman, Mac. Accept it. She is not your woman. Say she's not your woman, Mac. She is not yours. She is any man that can have her, Mac. She is not yours. Accept the fact, Mac. You don't have a woman. You got to help yourself, Max. You got to help yourself. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max.
You're gonna split, Maxie.
I don't wanna stop. Oh,
A lot of us have been there. A lot of us will go there because we haven't learned yet. Right? That's like back in the 70s. That was group therapy. You know, this dude is brokenhearted because whoever the broad was, he loved her. Ben love for real, right? So, in today's society, there is no love. There's no love for a millionaire. There's no love for the guy in the Honda Corolla. There's no love for the guy in the fucking Tesla truck. It doesn't matter. We are at a point right now where our women have been populated and by not populated, influenced by the fucking devil, nigga. That's who they've been influenced by. That's who they listen to. I know what we said about Jesse Lee Peter, I know, but that shit stuck in my head when that nigga says Satan is her fucking daddy. We listen to God, he listened to her, and when we listen to her, we end up fucked up. Right? Yo. People don't want to understand this shit. And I'm going to show you a simp-ass nigga that really upset me. And he upset another YouTuber. But first, let's get to the good shit. All right? This is the female that I was telling you about. Right here. Right? Kait Ann-Michelle, okay? Why are 63% of young men single? Now, I could tell you 63% of young men are single because it's not like they haven't tried. It's not like they haven't tried. 63% of men are single because 63% of women didn't fucking accept them. That's basically it in a nutshell. That's why they're fucking single. You know, if every time you turn on social media or you go outside and women who have been indoctrinated with this, oh, the guy's got to be over 6 feet. There's a lot of niggas that are not over 6 feet, so on and so forth. They want to go on these expensive dates. This guy, the only thing this guy has is a fucking skateboard. Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. Excuse me, guys. I don't know if it's allergies or what. Your fucking nose ever be stopped up and running at the same time? All right. But I'll still let you hear me though. Hold on. So that's why 63% are fucking single, bro. They're trying. It's not like they're not trying. We just did a stream the other day on a guy who was like a fucking 40-year-old version, a 27-year-old version. Never been in a relationship. Those guys are out there because They are awkward, right? But our excuse me, our society teaches people to make fun of motherfuckers that are different, right? I'm not talking about homo different and I'm a fucking guy, but I'm wearing a wig and I'm not talking about that. They're fucking mentally fucked up. I'm talking about dudes that are like awkward, like kind of nerdy. They watch anime and shit like that. We tend to look at those types of guys and put them in a box and shame them and shit like that. What we need to do as a male community is put these niggas under the wing. You know, yeah, yo, listen, man, you got a girl? Nah, I like to fucking play Pokemon. There's dudes out there running around the city chasing fucking Pokemon. You remember that shit? The Pokemon popped up on their phone and they had to go to. Yo, that shit is crazy. But anyway, I like helping people. That has been my thing for a very long time. If I could say it, like, my dream is to save someone's life, bro. That's really down, that really needs to see a different reality, because the world can be anything you fucking want it to be as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else. Once again, I'm not saying you thinking you're a fucking deer or a rabbit or a woman. I'm not talking about that. You need medicine and holy water for that, nigga. All right. I'm talking about uh I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. But anyway, we need to put these types of dudes under the wing and help them out. You know, uh, a lot of dudes suffer from depression. Those guys, that 63% that she's referring to, um, they suffer from depression. They suffer from, well, they're not going to want to talk to me anyway. They suffer from, oh, I've been hurt by every girl. Yeah, we need to teach these niggas better. Listen, I tell my sons, nigga, don't you go to school talking about you fell in love, nigga. There is no love in high school, junior high school, or elementary school. You may see a girl and she may be attractive to you, but you don't know what the hell her mama is putting in her head. If she listens to fucking Sexy Red and all that shit, City Girls, and she's fucking 10 years old, nigga, leave her alone. Don't lead with your wallet. Don't lead with what you can do for her. Don't lead with none of that shit. A lot of us had to learn not to do that. You cannot do that because they're gonna expect that shit. They're gonna expect it. Fuck showing your worth, bitch. My worth is my presence to you. Because if somebody came up here to clock you in your fucking head, you want me to help you out. So my worth is already valid just by me being in your presence. That's a fact. God made man, then God made woman, right? Why did he not make you equal? Because you're not supposed to be equal. You're supposed to be able to look at a man and say, oh, you know what? Yeah, he's bigger and stronger than me. He's in charge. Yeah. Why didn't he make you equal? Why didn't he make the lions and the lionesses equal? She's strong, but she's not as strong or as big as the fucking lion, right? So on and so forth, such and such. Now, let's get into what this bro was saying. My bad. No. All right, listen to this.
without having the skills to actually navigate that terrain. Which brings me to my next point. We have to talk a little bit about feminism. The feminist movement in itself has absolutely reshaped the gender dynamics within our culture, and this has had a complex and profound impact on men's interactions in romantic relations.
Now, remember when I said she'll make a couple of good points to get you to agree? But she is not damning feminism. Feminism is a fucking poison. So the fact that she is not damning it lets you know that she doesn't have any really negative feelings toward it, right?
While the movement has largely focused on promoting gender equality and overall the empowerment of women, which was and is incredibly important, it has also led to
gender equality is important. You see how they keep pushing the fucking bar. You bitches are already equal, right? You're not, but we treat you like you are. You could get a job that you can't do to its full capacity because some dickhead with a dick said it was okay. Yo, man, let him play. Why are women on police forces, in correctional institutions, in fire departments, on fucking military bases? Why? Why are you there? There is a standard that you cannot meet, so they had to lower it so you could play. But you get the same pay, though, right? Is that fair? How much more equality do you want? You don't want equality. You want power and control, and you want to dominate. Because if we're all equal, why is one person seeking power? That's the question. These are things that you can argue with. These are things you could have comebacks with when you're debating people or having casual conversation in a cigar bar and shit like that, whatever. Right? You're at work and a chick is saying, "Well, you know, so and so says, bitch, you're useless here. When I work with you, I have to work harder." When Keisha's on shift, I have to work harder. She can't lift the boxes. She can't open the doors. She can't be around these aggressive ass inmates. She has to sit in the bubble. She can't fucking pull 110-pound. She can't do any of this. Oh shit, there's trouble. Is Keisha okay? Come on, bro. No, you're not equal. When you're on shift, you make everybody else's job harder. It is just a fact. I don't care if you call me a male chauvinist. I don't care. I am a male chauvinist. Yes. I think men are better than women. Why? Because we are. We are. A woman's value isn't placed on a scale as if they're better than men or if they're not better as good as men. That wasn't your place. You put yourself there. It was supposed to be, is Brad better than Chad, or is fucking Leroy better than fucking Willie? That was the competition. But for some reason, you bitches want to get in our business. But how come Jenny can't be better than Chad or Brad or Willie or fucking Joseph? Why? Bitch, go over there. Why are you better than Becky? Are you better than fucking Sandra? Are you better than? Go over there with that shit. Why are you over here trying to be proof that you're better? Get the fuck out of here. This was not your lane to compete with us. Do you understand? We shouldn't even be having this conversation. Well, a woman can do what a man can do. What the fuck are you talking about? Where did that come from? Why is that in your head? Well, I could do what he could do. How come it? You know, it's really annoying. And then you have these men whose brain is infected and they think they're fucking females. So you're a male, but you're acting like a female, and you're saying that you can do whatever a male can do. Yeah, you can, stupid, because you're a man, but you're acting like a bitch. Stop. Like I couldn't find out. There it go. Stop.
Shifts and consequences with how men show up, behave, and find stability within relationship or in society. And this is because the feminist movement went to challenge the historical gender norms, which has led to extended pressure.
They went to challenge the historical gender norms. Yes, they did. They wanted to play on our playground. Right? Why would you want to challenge the gender norms? Can one of these broads answer that question? Why must you challenge the gender norms? Why is that something for you to challenge? It from jealousy. It comes from hate. If you challenge something, it's because you don't agree with it, right? Why would you not agree with it? What causes disagreements amongst two different people? That's like the elephant saying, well, I could do what the fucking gorilla can do. No, you can't. Yes, I am. Yes, I can. I'm just as strong as him. Right, but your strength is in a different place. You can't climb and swing from trees. Although you may have the strength to do so, your bones, your genetic structure is not, you just can't do it. You can't win. But no. Well, I'm strong too. Yes, you are. You're strong in your own way. You cannot climb and swing through trees like a fucking gorilla. That is exactly what the fucking feminist movement was. Well, I can do it. Well, I want my own. You want your own what? I want my own money. All right, here's your own fucking money. Go work. Well, I want to be chief of police. Why? Why do I not deserve it? Why do you deserve it? Because I can do it. How'd you get on the job? I went through the academy like everybody else. How many push-ups did you have to do? 13. How many push-ups did the man have to do? 40. Just off of that alone, you feel you deserve to be the fucking chief? The commissioner? You couldn't even do the job in its full capacity. Why do you feel you should have the right to be up there and give orders? Oh, because you want power. You want dominance. No. That's not your role. You could be an advisor because y'all always a motherfucker's business. And y'all always got questions and shit. But you do not deserve, nor should you be able to dish out orders. You should be able to advise. You could be the advisor. You know, Chief, if you were to just hire 7 more fucking people, you could be able to put 70 more people. You could be able to have them patrol over here and over there. And I noticed that, we had, yeah. Y'all are good at that shit. But to be a female fucking lieutenant, general, commander, all of this other shit, president. Like, no, bitch, you're too emotional. You're too emotional. I used to bounce, right? So like back in 06, 05, 06, something like that. And my first employer, my only employer, was a guy named Sonny. He used to be a wrestler or some shit. Shout out to Sonny if you're still alive. I hope you're still alive and hope you're doing well. Good guy. Big ass white guy. So when I first got hired, he had me meet him at a nightclub. I had to take the R train down there. I think it was in Brooklyn, but it was in Bay Ridge or some shit. It was like a white part of town. I show up, I see Sonny. Sonny says, "Hey, you're Chris, right?" I said, "Yeah, Sonny. Hi, how are you?" Like, hey, man, it's nice to meet you. So Sonny's looking at me. He sees that I'm a big guy, and because remember, I used to be fucking jacked. So Sonny's like, "All right, listen, I'm just gonna be real with you, okay? I'm not, I don't want you to think, I'm not racist. I'm not a bigot or nothing like that. I don't want you to have a hard night." So I said, "What do you mean?" Sonny says, "This is basically a predominant white club with a bunch of young white Italian kids. And they're heavy into this Sopranos shit. They get drunk, they fight, when you start trying to tell them something, they're gonna give you a problem. I'm just looking out for you, man." Like, and I looked at Sonny and I said, "All right." He says, "But listen, if you want to work tomorrow night, I got a spot for you. But I really think you would have a hard night here, and I don't think that's fair to you." I said, "You know what? All right, man." And it was true. The Sopranos was out. All these young Italian dudes. And I got it. I actually got it. What he was saying, I got it, and I respected him for that because he kept it real. He could have put me there. He could have put me there. But he gave me a heads up, right? It's the same thing in the presidency. You put that bitch in there, Putin and fucking Kim Jong Young Bung and all these niggas is going to look at her and you're going to say, "What you going to do, bitch? Shut up." Yeah, guaranteed. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? These are men. These are old-minded men. They're not 2024 gender-friendly, blah, 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 U.S., you could be a fucking rainbow, indoctrinated men. That's not them. These are what? What he said? Beep. They pushing buttons on niggas. They pushing buttons on niggas. You ever seen Putin with Putin? Videos of Putin? Like, nigga. like, I think Trump was one of the best people to deal with Putin. And Kim Jong Un. Because, they made fun of him. His hair is fucking stupid and shit like that. But they knew that was a crazy cracker. Crazy, smart, crazy cracker. Yeah. I bet you that's what Kim Jong-un was motherfucking saying to himself. Say, I ain't scared of this motherfucker, but he just might do something dumb. Kamala? You're because you want to be fucking president, bitch, you're jeopardizing everybody for your selfish fucking needs.
Pressure for men to engage in more egalitarian relationships. And for men, this can create some discomfort, especially those who were socialized and raised under more traditional values. And those historic views of masculinity, and this meaning, tactically, that they were the primary breadwinners within the dynamic of their relationship, and the key decision maker when it came to moving forward with the long-term plans within that relationship. But as women gain more education and more economic independence, pairing that with some levels of more assertiveness, or as men would say, masculine women, men feel uncertain of how they fit into this new dynamic. Not all men, but some men. And this can lead to overall restraint or hesitancy when it comes to engaging in any type of relationship. Because these traditional markers of masculinity, as far as financial provision and making decisions, are being redefined and challenged regularly, this can lead to a lot of confusion and overall insecurity.
Understand clearly, Katie. I like how you broke this down, but I kind of could see through you, Katie. No disrespect, but I could kind of see through you. Men aren't afraid or really concerned that you make a substantial amount of money. I don't know about white women, but black women, only 9% make $75,000 or more, which means 91% of black women do not make $75,000. The overwhelming majority of black women do not make all of this money that you're talking about. Okay. I don't know about white women. I didn't look at it. But, Katie, I'm sure men aren't really concerned about that. They are concerned with the attitude that comes with them making over 75,000, over 100. Oh God, let the bitch make 150. She thinks she's fucking Queen Sheba out this bitch. Do you understand? There are women who work in corrections. They make $160,000, $170,000. You can't tell them bitches shit. But when they come face to face with motherfucking fucking gangster killer blood, nigga, that money don't matter. Who they gonna call? Oh man. Oh, they acting up. Call so and so. That's what they do. Now, with this assertiveness, as you say, coupled with this money, coupled with that attitude, they don't like the attitude. Men don't like the attitude that comes with that shit. It has nothing to do with you making more money. Why doesn't it have anything to do with that? Well, because men are expected to pay for everything. Expected. Societal norm, right? They're expected to pay the bills. They're expected to pay the tab. They're expected to pump your gas. All of this shit. So no, it has nothing to do, because they're expected to do that shit anyway, right? So what could it be? What could it be? Being that your money isn't going to come into play, because as a man, it's my responsibility to do this. Why would it matter how much you made? If I make 150 and you make 150, who's still paying the bills? If I make 250 and you make 250, who's still paying the bills? If I make $250 and you make $275, $350, who's paying the bills? Doesn't matter that you make more. It matters the attitude. It matters I'm the decision maker compared to, well, babe, here I could contribute this too. It goes from being helpful to, well, I'm gonna make the decision. You understand? It goes from being helpful. There's a difference from being helpful and wanting to take full control. If you want to be in full control, be a lesbian. Get in a lesbian relationship. Oh, 75% of them end up in divorce too. Oh, there's more domestic violence in them than in heterosexual relationships. Oh, I wonder why.
Security when it comes to men, especially their courage and confidence in pursuing relationships. Now, we also have to talk about the increased expectation that we've put on men when it comes to the emotional labor. Most people in the modern world want men to express and communicate their emotions or be much more attuned to them the way that women tend to manifest these things. And while there is importance around men's expression or ability to validate so that they don't compartmentalize their
this emotional intelligence, blah, blah, blah. That's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's not for us to act like you. It's for you to understand us. It's that simple, bro. He doesn't, if he's mad, he doesn't express his feelings. He just shuts down. Well, yeah, that's it. You get it. So understand that and act accordingly. Leave him the fuck alone. And then talk to him about it later. But no, you want him to break down, sit down, open up, say, well, you know what? I didn't like that you did XYZ. You know that he didn't like it because he asked you not to do it and your dumb ass did it. So now, when he shuts down so he doesn't cuss your ass out or put a fucking 5 fingers of death in your mouth, now you're like, he's not emotionally intelligent. Shut up. Bitches are emotionally intelligent. This is a word that stupid hoes run around with, thinking that men have to act. We don't have to act like you. You have to understand us the same way we understand you. We understand you. You're emotionally unstable. You flip, fucking flop, flip, flop, flip, flop, flip. You catch an attitude. You got PMS. We understand this. It's your job to understand us, not try to make us behave like you. Do you get it? You understand? It's not our job to behave like you. You're trying to fix something that is not broken. It's simple. If a man doesn't want you to do something and you do it, he's going to be mad. He's going to be upset. He might not want to talk to you until he calms down. I don't understand why you are trying to make this guy get any deeper than that. And then you have some men who will explain it to you. And you still want them to change their views on what you're doing. Well, you should be more so and so. Get out. Get out. Just get out. Oh, you're being so mean. Shut up and get out. Read it. Read it. Did somebody write a book on men yet? Did anybody write a book on men? on how we behave. Read the book and stop trying to change them. Learn them. When motherfuckers study nature, how things behave around other things, how fucking monkeys behave and how lions hunt and how wolves run in a pack and how they communicate with each other. Is there somebody trying to change that? Or do they just observe it, record, and then explain? Well, this is why they do this. And if it's feeling such and such, this is how it behaves. That's what you dumb motherfuckers are supposed to do with men. It's that fucking simple. You don't change the shit. When a dog is hot or thirsty, what does it do? It pants, right? Right? That's what it does, right? Bitches will if that was a man, bitches would try to change it. Like if you could just say bark 2 times if you're thirsty. No, bitch. It don't work like that. Don't try to change it. Just understand it. Observe it. And don't shame it or shame him by saying he's emotionally unintelligent. Shut up. Shut up. All right, I want to get to another part here.
Emotion.
Yeah. Shut up, bitch. All right. Now, check this out. Same chick, right? But on this part, she's talking on the manosphere.
These perceived injustices towards men and in the modern dating world itself. And these communities tend to argue that modern relationships are fraught with risks for men, leading many of them to opt out entirely. Now,
That is correct.
it's important to note that these things do exist for a reason, and they tend to stem from a very genuine place. It's valid that many men are entirely frustrated with the modern dating world, and I can empathize with that. However, they also tend to perpetuate these negative stereotypes and
Now, here we go. Oh, I totally agree. Exist. These things do happen to them. And, I totally empathize with it because it does exist. However, what, darling? Why does the manosphere exist? Who created the manosphere? Who created Red Pill, Black Pill, MGTOW, Save Yourself Black Man, Passport Bros? Who created that? A person that could only see 5 yards on a football field would say men created that. Women created that. What do you mean women created that? What do you mean women created that? Bigg Wes? How did women create the fucking manosphere and Red Pill? There were no women in that shit. That was BGS Ismore and Kevin Samuels and such and such and such and all of these other guys, right? It wasn't a woman that created it. Yes, it was.
Help yourself. Fuck her. She's out in the street. She ain't worth it no more. You're here, man. Help yourself.
Yeah, it hurts.
How much?
Hurts a whole lot.
How much?
Women created Red Pill. Women created the Manosphere. By doing this to men,
Let me feel how much you hurt. Hurts a lot.
if you put trauma on your knuckles, if you punch a wall, not, enough to break your hand, but if you punch a wall, boom, boom, boom. Better yet, not a wall. If you use one of those boards that the fighters use, they take a rope and tie it around a piece of wood and they continuously punch that bitch. They go and they kick wood and bamboo fucking trees and shit with their shins until it's tough as baseball bats. What caused the callus, the calcium deposits on those bones? What deadened the nerves in those legs and in those knuckles? Trauma, pain, hurt. Men didn't create Red Pill, passport bros, and all that. Women created that. They know this. But this is just a way of them not accepting accountability and blaming it on men. They'll say, oh, you're so cold. You're this, you're that. You hate women. You're telling and teaching men to hate women. No, we're not. Women hurt men. They were selfish to men. They used men. They fucking try to destroy men. They wrote a book on how to destroy men now. So what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? They will tell you all of this bullshit, bros. They will tell you all this bullshit. But it's funny how they don't address the part women play in this bitch and why things happen and why things were created. Right? Because all we do is ask why. Read this. In easy to understand terms, the handbook reveals and explains the fundamental dynamics between allegations, the media, and authority as they relate to male misconduct in today's society. It also unveils and details practical, real-world methods for leveraging allegations, media, and authorities to dethrone a man from power. But you want us to sit here and think that you're all innocent and you want to portray this bullshit persona that you're a victim. You're not a victim. You're a perpetrator. You know, men aren't innocent in this situation. Yeah, there are bad men, right? And what do bad men get? They get held accountable. What do bad women get? They don't go to jail. Those two broads who did that to Trevor Bauer, the Dodgers pitcher, false allegations and all of that, actual evidence that the bitch tried to line him up. Nothing happened to the first chick. The second one, supposedly, she's facing 16 years. We'll see about that. The football player, he was dating a chick. The bitch was married. She went and busted him up the head with a Patron bottle. Travis Rudolph. She sent basically a hit squad to his house. They had her sending a text, go shoot his shit up. They went to his house with guns. He opened the door. He was assaulted. That bitch didn't face a day in jail. What happens to bad women? Fuck all. Nothing. Okay. So this whole red pills created these spaces or toxic for men. No. You created it. You created it. And this is another way that you could just not be held accountable by blaming the person that was traumatized. The perfect example is the guy punching the bamboo board. That trauma built up a callus to protect it. These spaces were built to protect men. Yeah. Right? Because when we go look at things such as, let me see here. Oh, shit. Such as, let me show you. When we look at shit like, boom, everything, it's, visual, to get a visual of it, it's just amazing. When we look at things like this, the list of most expensive divorces, when we look at broads getting 1.3 billion, 3.8 billion, 1 billion after divorcing a guy, this bitch here, who is this? How much did she get? She got $710 million after doing a 5 or 6 year bid with this guy. $710 million? Yeah. So that is what protection, this is why we're here to protect men. Because when these broads get on a bullshit, people just hand them money. Men have to be protected from you broads. Okay? Let's go back to this chick here.
Discourage men completely from seeking meaningful relationships, leading to a cycle of isolation and resentment. The Red Pill and MGTOW, and if you don't know what MGTOW is, it's men going on their own way, have gained significant traction, specifically in recent years. particularly online. And they provide a space for men to discuss openly their experiences, frustrations, and perspective on modern gender dynamics. And these communities are often seen as a solution in contrast to the complicated landscape that we're facing right now within the modern dating world. They talk about things like relationship dynamics, feminism, and societal expectations of masculinity in the modern world.
You see this is the tactic I was telling you about, right? So she's talking about Red Pill and MGTOW. Then she shows a picture of Andrew Tate and she shows positive things. This is to get you to say yes. This is to get you to agree. Well, she's right about that. She's right about that. She's right about that, right? Relationship dynamics, that is true. He teaches you about feminism, that is also true. And social expectations, which is also true. There are social expectations, right? But now watch the tactics she uses.
Now, this may seem like a dark space, but there are some positives here that I feel are important to discuss. Again, these spaces, well, they're here for a reason. They serve some form of function that we should pay attention to. Men have found a space or a community where they feel seen, heard, and understood, especially.
See, she's greasing up that cock. She's greasing it up, right?
If the culture and society around them is telling them that their thoughts, desires, or perspective is toxic, especially if they've gone through experiences like rejection or divorce. So they are able to find a space where they can validate and
Rejection or divorce. She's greasing it up.
verbalize their own experiences while also gaining perspective and feeling related by, where they can share their stories and find some semblance of solace with other men who've also gone through similar experiences. And this overall may help them find a sense of control in their lives once again, encouraging them to focus on self-improvement, financial independence, and personal growth. This is one of the things that I actually agree with when it comes to these communities existing. They do really emphasize a man being masculine, being ambitious, pursuing something, and becoming somebody. But this focus on becoming the best version of oneself can be somewhat productive, and it can lead to overall increases in their self-esteem, self-confidence, overall health, and again, financial resources down the road. And by prioritizing their own well-being and their overall goals, men in these communities may feel more empowered and less dependent on sexual activity, particularly from romantic relationships. And now that we've talked about the positives, well, I do have to talk about the downsides here. One of the biggest criticisms when it comes to looking at these communities is that they often foster a deep cynicism and distrust towards women, and the narratives within these spaces.
Now, stop. They foster distrust in women. No, they don't. No, they don't. Remember the analogy that I gave about the people in the fucking jungle, and they're studying the gorillas and the lions, and you know how things behave. They're observing. That is what they did. They observed women. They observed their tactics. They observed how they move. They're able to identify when a woman is full of shit, and they tell you how to identify when a woman is full of shit. It doesn't foster distrust against all women. It enlightens you to the fucking tactics and the way they move. You could tell if a bitch ain't shit by the way. If she off the rip comes up to you, let me show you what I mean, because I know somebody's like, yo, you can't tell a person by the way they dress. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. My bad. My bad. Here we go. You can't tell a person by the way they dress. You can't tell what their motive is by the way they dress. Yeah, you can. Off the rip, you know what type of bitch this is in the red. Off the rip. If you can't tell what type of bitch this is off the rip by the way she's dressed, you got a problem and you need to follow some fucking content or listen to your dad or your brother or your homeboy. So when I say, yeah, you can tell a person by the way they dressed, yeah, you can. That's what I'm talking about. Because I know somebody will be like, yeah, you can't say that. You can't say a person can be dressed in a 3-piece suit and be a killer. Yeah. A chick could be dressed in a church thing and be a whore. Of course. But if a woman dresses like a whore, 10 out of 10, she's a whore. Yeah. Definitely. If you dress like a whore, you're a whore. Because a decent woman wouldn't dress like a whore. Would she? So yeah, you could tell off the rip. But you see how she lined that up?
Cases particularly portray women as manipulative, hypergamous, and untrustworthy, which
Yeah, bitch. Did you see that? Yes. Manipulative. Bitch, hypergamy is in your DNA. What are you talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? She fucking lined them up, greased it up. Yeah. Nah, bitch. No. I caught what you did. And now everybody watching this, you guys caught what she did too. No, baby. You are manipulative, hypergamous, and untrustworthy. Yeah.
and untrustworthy, which can lead to negative and adversarial views of romantic relationships in general. And this mindset can discourage men from pursuing relationships in the first place, as they may become overly guarded, suspicious, or avoidant of intimate connections altogether. And while these communities do
Overly guarded? Overly guarded? What is overly guarded? I know what guarded means. You're guarded. You got your guard up. You don't just walk blindly and fall in love. No. You know you have to vet this person. Is vetting now what you consider overly guarded? What do you mean overly guarded? Words mean things. Shout out to KS. Words mean things. You said overly guarded. A person who is overly guarded may be careful to not show their feelings or share information. Okay. Trust issues may have learned that showing their true feelings can lead to hurt. So they build walls to protect themselves, right? Fear of rejection. They may be afraid of being rejected or hurting others. Fear of losing control. They may be afraid of losing control of themselves. You might fall in love. I'm overly guarded, man. No, I can't, I have to learn you before I marry you within 2 years. Fear of losing respect, blah, 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 blah. All right. Now, why being guarded isn't such a bad thing. This is by Psych Central. Remember that being guarded and careful isn't always wrong, especially when it comes to people you feel won't reciprocate your commitment and love. This is by Psych Central. So, yeah, no, I think you better be overly guarded. You better be, because these bras here will take you to the cleanest spot.
relationships in the first place, as they may become overly guarded, suspicious, or avoidant of intimate connections altogether. And while these communities do discuss self-improvement, they often do it in such a way that enforces toxic masculinity, emphasizing
There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity. And I hate when men use that. Sound like such a fucking pussy. You're toxic, you man. You're toxic masculinity, man. Shut the fuck up. No one ever talks about toxic femininity, which should be, there's no such thing as toxic femininity. There's toxic feminism. There's toxic feminism. There's no toxic femininity. Femininity is not toxic. Masculinity is not toxic. These are fucking stupid words, stupid people put together, and assholes are jumping on and shit and regurgitating. No. There's masculinity and there's femininity. Right? The more defiant or challenging you are, the more masculine masculinity becomes. There's no toxic masculinity.
dominance, emotional suppression or manipulation of their partner's emotions, and the objectification of women. And this can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and behaviors that
Here you go. Here you on a roll. You are on a roll, Katie. You're just throwing all those negatives in.
objectification of women. And
Objectification of women. Did she say objectification of women? Everywhere you go, bitches are bending over and shaking their ass. Everywhere. They shake their ass with dresses on, skirts, tights, bathing suits, everything. Gym attire. What are you talking about? What is a lion? A lion is a carnivore, right? He eats meat, right? If you dangle a piece of meat, are you saying he's objectifying meat? Oh, he's objectifying zebras. No, bitch. That's a meal. Switch it to man, human beings, masculinity, testosterone. What do men like? To fuck. So if you're walking around and you're shaking your ass, twerking on tables, you're just like you're dangling a piece of meat in front of a lion. But the fact that you can walk around and do this shit without getting pounced on shows you the self-control men have and how civilized the world is. The fact you can go to the gym with your pussy print showing while men are in there working out, increasing testosterone, And you're walking and showing your ass, you're bending over and you're opening your legs. Come on, man. I'm objectifying you in your fucking swimwear, bitch. I'm objectifying you. You're in the most toxic and you're in the most testosterone environment, and you're walking around with nothing on, showing all your curves, showing your pussy, showing all this skin, but nothing happens to you. There aren't bitches getting raped in gyms. But you think you should be able to fucking walk around and just, and he's objectifying me. You're objectifying yourself. Women objectify themselves. They put themselves on display. Oh God, a man walking with gray sweats on. What do you do, bitches? You're checking for that dick print, right? Yeah. So listen, this whole bullshit that Katie is fucking talking about, that's exactly what it is. It's bullshit, Katie. Look at this. Look at her face. Look like a fucking devil. Look at this bitch. You look like Satan, Katie. Your eyes, what's behind your eyes. Yeah. Yeah. Their father is Satan, Pop.
And this can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and behaviors that are counterproductive to building any type of healthy connection. And this fixation on hypermasculinity can also cause men to reject any traits that are perceived as feminine, such as empathy.
Yeah, which you should. Now, here's the biggest bullshit of all. This causes men to reject any type of, what did she say? I got to get it right. Words matter.
It can also cause men to reject any traits that are perceived as feminine, such as empathy or vulnerability, which are essential for forming any type of deep and meaningful.
Empathy and vulnerability. Your freedom, your rights are based off of men's empathy and vulnerability. The fact that the presidency is in danger of being occupied by a female shows vulnerability. The fact that there is a DEI hiring process for women shows empathy. The fact that if I'm walking in the door and a woman is coming out, I step to the side and let her exit first is showing empathy. It's showing respect. What are you talking about, Katie? We could do this shit all day because I don't have to go off of bullshit. We go off of facts. But see, your mind has to be open and receptive. You gotta be able to see everything, what's going on. If you're just wandering through the world, through Earth, and not paying attention, you're not going to see this, right? But when you got your motherfucking goggles on, kid, you see all of this bullshit. She's saying that you got to be kidding me here. Now, empathy, having too much empathy, what does that lead to? You getting played. It does. The fact that men are going out bashing, beating, and throwing women out of the way of everything, out of the way of fucking, out of pushing them out of line on and cutting in front of them, or the fact that we don't do that shows empathy in a man. Why? Because we're bigger. God could have made us equal. He could have made us equal. He could have made the woman just as big and just as strong and just as fast and just as logical. But he didn't. He made men bigger, stronger, faster. He made women smaller, slower, weaker, but with an emotional, nurturing center, right? So we're not equal. You excel in we're parallel. You excel in your field of being a woman. But what's going on is you're trying to cross over and excel in being a man. You understand? That's stupid. Why? Why must you come over here? Why must you cross over to this side? What's wrong with you being a woman? What's wrong with you enjoying being feminine? What's wrong with you enjoying just chilling the fuck out? You must be boring as fuck over there, huh? No. You're just conniving, sneaky, and you want power. Because if you could do everything that we can do, actually you have more rights. Actually, you get less jail time for the same crime, if you get jail time at all. Actually, your word is taken over a man. Why are you seeking more power? You already have privilege. That's why you're seeking power. Because you don't want to be equal. You want to dominate. And it's backfiring.
Romantic connection. Now, the Ming-Tao philosophy in particular here encourages men to completely avoid touching a woman with a 9-foot pole. And this lifestyle advocates for complete isolation and independence from women. And while this might create short-term relief with the frustrations of dating, which are totally valid, it can also lead to long-term complications of isolation, loneliness, and further exacerbate men's mental health issues. And this is, again, not just my opinion. Studies show that strong connections are crucial for mental and emotional well-being.
You slick bitch. Do you see that? I want to see if you catch this on your own. We're going to play a quick little game. I want to see if you catch this on your own. Listen to what she says.
Men's mental health issues. And this is, again, not just my opinion. Studies show that strong connections are crucial for mental and emotional well-being.
What did she say? Strong connections. What does this say that she highlighted? It says positive relationships are crucial. Positive relationships are crucial. That bitch ain't said positive relationships. She changed the word, which changes the meaning. I caught you, Katie. You're not slick. Did you see that? Let's look at it one more fucking time.
Not just my opinion. Studies show that strong connections.
Strong connections. Oh, excuse me. Katie, why did you change the wording? Does not say strong connections, baby. It says positive relationships are crucial to physical, mental, and emotional well-being, as eating healthy, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. Okay? That's what you highlighted. It doesn't say strong connections. It says positive relationships. A positive relationship means that this relationship is reciprocal. Both are giving and receiving, both. I show you love, you show me love. I show you kindness, you show me kindness. I show you respect, you show me respect. It doesn't say strong connections. It didn't say strong connections. Why'd you do that? Why did you do that? And you wonder why men do the shit they do and behave the way they behave. We just exposed you. What is this? 120? I'll say 124. Come on, Katie. Why'd you change the wording? Is strong connections the same thing as positive relationships? No. No. It's not.
I've been loving you
It's a strong connection.
too long. Stop now.
But it's not a positive relationship.
And you want to be free. My love is growing stronger.
He loves her. He doesn't want to let go. She's ready to leave. Is that a positive relationship? No, that ain't positive relationship. That says positive relationship. You said strong connection. Nah. Strong connections are not the same as positive relationships. Positive relationships are crucial to physical, mental, emotional well-being. Strong connection is different, Pop. You're changing words, Katie. I can't trust you now. I'm overly guarded, Katie. I'm overly guarded now. Man, do you see this bullshit, man? This is why we are here. This is why you can trust me. I have to be fair. I got to call it like it is. And we just caught this chick, Katie, in some bullshit, man. I don't trust you, Katie. That sweet voice, the pretty face. Nah. Manipulative? What was the word? Thinking that women are manipulative? You a manipulative motherfucker, Katie?
Are crucial for mental and emotional well-being, but by withdrawing from any type of partnership, men will may miss out, I should say, on the emotional and psychological benefits of close and intimate connections. And for anybody that wants to come in and say, well, they have relationships, these relationships are on the internet. And if you've ever met somebody who is mentally stable with only having connections that are on a screen, not one person can do that. Personal relationships in person, in reality, are critical for human beings, in tandem with the narratives that are in these ecosystems.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. All right. Full of shit, Katie. You gotta go. Yeah, gotta go. Man. Can't trust these motherfuckers. Next up. Man talks. Let's see what he has to say.
Are saying is that relationships have gotten a lot harder. Dating has gotten a lot harder. Maintaining a relationship has gotten a lot harder. Now, of course, we could point our finger at the dating apps, which certainly aren't helping, and we could talk about that endlessly. The system that people are operating in, the inflation, the economy, the court systems, the legality of marriage, all
that is playing a part. That is why men are, as Katie would put it, overly guarded. That is why you should be overly guarded. Everything he just said. We have history. We have a plethora of information on what happens when you just blindly walk in and trust a bitch. Women are using men as retirement funds. Starter husbands. You ever heard of a starter husband? It's just been walking around using niggas as starter husbands. It was a thing that they started, that they created, right? I call it the 5-year plan because bitches would get with a motherfucker for 5 years and then divorce him. It is usually the guy who was chasing a bitch. You've been chasing, you've been in the friend zone for 7 years, and now this bitch finally gives you some pussy, and now she says, you know what? All right, I'm gonna marry him. She don't like you, bro. She don't like you. Don't fall for it, man. Let me see something real quick. So, if you need more information on this, here you go. Starter husband meaning a first marriage that lasts a few years and doesn't result in children. Other terms for starter marriages include entry level marriages, icebreaker marriages, warm up marriages, beta marriages, and trial marriages. The concept of starter marriages was first discussed in 1994 in New York Times article. Some say that starter marriages are becoming more popular among young women, especially from church-going families. But it's becoming more popular among young women. I wonder why. So, this is a thing, fellas. Look at this shit here. Look at this. Some benefits of marriage include, pay attention, guys. Social Security. A spouse can collect 50%. We don't even have to go any further. This sentence begins with a spouse can collect 50%. Which can be especially helpful if one spouse doesn't qualify for their own Social Security benefit. You see? Don't trust nobody but Bigg Wes, bro. I am fair. And I call people on their bullshit. And this whole thing is bullshit, bro. They will use you as a come up. They will use you. They will use you. They will use you. They don't like you. If they really liked you, we wouldn't be going through the shit we go through now. We wouldn't be hearing this shit we hear now. None of this. They want you to shut up. They want you to shut up, go back to working 60 hours a week, dying at fucking 50 or 60, and leaving them insurance policies.
all play a role. But in all of those things, and behind all those things, and in all relationships, there are people. And that's what I want to talk about today, because I sit in a very unique vantage point. I work predominantly with men. I run a company called Man Talks. So I get to hear men's complaints all the time. I get to hear the situations that men are in. I get to hear the circumstances that men are in. But I also work with my wife, who's a marriage and family therapist, and we work with a ton of couples. I also have the unique vantage point of having a lot of women follow me. I know a lot of you are listening to this right now. I get your messages about the men that you're dating and the relationships that you have just gone through that have ended, that weren't great. I hear about the...
All right, let's get to it, buddy. Come on.
Men need to I get it. Sometimes that is the case. But the reality is that this needs to be said. The man that some women expect to date doesn't exist outside of her head. Okay? The man that some of you expect to date doesn't exist in the world. He only exists in your head. Your expectation.
Wow. My man kept it real. Kept it a buck. Him and his wife talk to men and women and blah, 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 blah. And he's keeping it real. This is a white guy saying this, by the way. He's not in the black community. But he knows that you bitches are delusional.
Are the reason that you can't find a man that you could actually be in relationship with, because you are married and in love with the image of the man that you have either created in your head or think that you are entitled to.
A woman created husband in her mind. Oh, when I get a husband, he'll do this and he'll do that and he'll do this and he'll be that. No, do you know the motherfucker you marrying? Does he like to do this and that? Did he say he wants to be this? No, but you think once you walk down the aisle that this motherfucker is magically going to turn into a different person. No, it's the same motherfucker. This goes along with that term. What was the term? Phrase, excuse me. I feel like we're in a dead end relationship. What the fuck does that mean? It means that a relationship that's not really going anywhere. There's no commitment. How is there not a commitment? Well, you need marriage because marriage is like the ultimate commitment. What comes with marriage? What happens if a man and a woman are not married and they break up? What happens? She goes her own fucking merry way. What happens if you're married? Does she just go her own fucking way? Or does she take? She takes. So if a man instantly becomes homeless during a divorce, she took the home. She took his finances. She took money he hasn't even made yet. What happens when you get married? What did you do last weekend? The weekend before you got married, what did you do? We woke up, we made breakfast, we sat around, we did this, we did that. Okay, now you got married. This magical ceremony, you got married. What did you do the weekend after you got married? We woke up, we made breakfast, we such. Nothing changes, bro. Women think something fucking changes. Nothing changes. There's no such thing as a dead-end relationship. If the relationship is going well, leave it alone. If you want a deeper commitment, it should be a domestic partnership. So when you decide that you just want to up and fucking leave because you're not happy. All of a sudden he works too fucking much and this and that. You can just go on about your merry fucking way. Let him take his 3 weeks, 3 months to heal and be good.
And that's happening for a number of reasons, right? We could talk about how Disney has sort of sold and indoctrinated women into this Prince Charming notion that there's this utopian man out there for each and every single one of you who is perfect and never does anything wrong and never loses his temper and just really isn't a human being, right? He's a cartoon character. And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. I'm not trying to degrade you. I'm not saying that you don't deserve an exceptional love. I'm not even saying that you don't deserve an exceptional relationship or a man who elevates your life, that you admire, that you respect. I hope that and wish that for all of you, which is why I'm having this conversation. So Disney and modern commentary has sold an image of men, of a man to women that is unrealistic. And that man is usually an omni-man. I call him omni-man. An omni-man is the man who can do everything all the time the best and better than any other man. It's an impossible role for men to fill, right? So there's a lot of women that, and you know, it went viral, the looking for a guy in finance, 6'5", blue eyes, whatever the hell the thing was, right? And while that may have been a joke, for some women, that is literally the thing. They have dialed in their selection preference to
Hilarious. I like this guy. Hilarious. Motherfucker. Why? Look. Omni-Man. What does it say, Omni-Man? Omni-Man. Fictional character, right? But what does Omni-Man do? He is a Viltrumite, better known as superhero. Omni-Man, and also known by his adopted name, Nolan Grayson. He is a father, Mark Alva Grayson, blah, 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 blah. Why is he so strong? Superpowers. So, you know, the fact that he said Omni-Man, that's what the bird wants, is fucking hilarious. So now we know where this Omni-Man shit came from. Just wanted to just point that out. I like this guy, he's funny. Fuck.
to be such a narrow bandwidth that they ignore the men that they would actually be fulfilled, satiated, satisfied by, deeply in love with, because their criteria and their list, your list and your criteria matters more than the man who is in front of you. You miss out on the genuine, loving, lovable man that you could fall in love with in front of you because he doesn't meet the criteria that you laid out before you met him.
So it sounds like what you bitches need to do is take a list and put 4 things on this list. 4. Looks, money. Damn, I just said shit in my head. Looks, money, sex, and emotions. And divide it up by 100. Right? So where you going to put all that 100 at? Obviously, you can't put 100 in looks. You can't put if you put and you can't put 25 in everything. No such thing. Can't put 25 in everything. All right. So you can either have money, looks, but you won't have emotions. You won't have sex. You could have sex, looks, but you won't have emotion and you won't have money. So on and so forth. Right? Go for what matters most to you and don't complain about what's not there. With men, you can get emotion, you could get sex, you could get, you know, a motherfucker with money, but he won't treat you good. There's always those possibilities. Choose something and see what matters most to you, right? If you choose a man based more off of his emotions, right? And emotions, that could be like an umbrella term. You could say, you know, how he treats you. If you choose a man off of how he treats you, you could actually switch and move things around. He could change his looks. He could look better. Every single man can look better. Every single man could earn more. Every single man could become better at sex. But it's harder to get a man to change his emotions if he has all the other shit. I'm telling you now. You got looks, money, and sex, you're not getting emotion, bitch. Sorry. He's gonna not have enough points in that category, B. Because he's in high demand. Looks, he has money and good sex. Bitch. And some of you will get that, but you'll cheat on a nigga or you'll do some other shit. Yeah. Stupid.
Now, I think that that's part of the expectations, but the other part is that for the most part, women's mating strategy or selection strategy has not evolved with the current state of the world, right? Women generally look for, you ladies generally look for men are up and to the right. You want to date men who are up and to the right, meaning that they have more financial stability or ability to procure goods, services, finances, or they have some type of elevated status. And as women have risen economically, as women have risen in status, the selection preferences hasn't changed. And so a lot of you are out there making more money than the majority of men. You have more social status, more sort of economic status than the men that are out there. And yet your expectations of who you are going to date are still the same. But the dating pool that exists within those selection preferences is so astronomically small. You know, so if you're looking for a guy in finance that's 6'5" with blue eyes with a trust fund, that's like 0.0000001% of the population. You know, and you have to be in a very specific zip code in order to find that dude. And even then, that dude is likely not incentivized to be in a relationship with you because he's got thousands and thousands of options from which he can select from. So expectations are the enemy of a woman's relationship. Okay, they feed into the delusion. Again, I'm not saying anything about you personally. I'm not attacking you personally. I'm saying that some of the expectations that you have bought into are not helping your dating life, your relationship life, because maybe you're in a relationship with an exceptional man, but every time one of his flaws comes up, you start to think about the dude that you saw on Tinder before you guys met, right? Or the guy that you came into contact with at work, you know, the owner's son or whatever it is, right? And so you start to compare the man that you are with or the man that you're dating to the expectations, the image, or who you think society has sold to you.
Boom. Very nice. All right. We're done with that. It's something I want to go take a look at. I ain't watched this video yet. So we're going to watch it together. All right. I want to know what's going on with Mathis. Somebody might have some insight on that. So let's go check this out real quick. Then we're going to end the stream.
The divorce drama couldn't possibly get worse, Linda said, hold my beer. Y'all, for 39 years, Judge Mathis and Linda served us couple goal realness. They had us all thinking that they were the perfect pair. But what if everything we thought we knew about the judge was one big lie? Linda filed for divorce citing the classic irreconcilable differences. But honey, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're hearing whispers about some wild stuff, occult behavior, and the judge was swinging both ways, if you know what I mean. But listen up, y'all, because this tea I'm about to spill will have you seeing Judge Mathis in a whole new light. So y'all think you know Judge Mathis? Well, his wife's latest claims might have you second guessing everything you thought you knew. But what kind of secrets could a TV judge be hiding? Well, Linda Mathis ain't just talking a little side piece. She's accusing of Judge living a whole double life. Let's break it down, because Linda's throwing some serious shade. She's saying Judge Mathis has allegedly been playing for both teams, if you catch my drift. Yeah, you heard that right. Linda's claiming he's allegedly been messing around with menses and women's behind her back. But wait, it gets even wilder. She's also hinting at some dark Hollywood stuff, talking about occultic practices and shady rituals. Like, what in the world? Now, y'all know Judge Mathis has always come across as the upstanding family man, right? Mr. Moral Authority on TV, laying down the law and all of that. But if Linda telling the truth, it looks like he might have been passing sentences by day and breaking vows by night. Talk about a plot twist. Linda says she's totally blindsided by all of it, but can you believe it? They were out here looking all lovey-dovey on social media, serving up couple goals for nearly 4 decades. Now she's saying it was all smoke and mirrors? Makes you wonder what's really going on behind these perfect Instagram posts, doesn't it? But hold on, because there's more to the story.
Bitch, how many times you gonna say hold on? What the fuck happened?
Rumor has it that Judge Mathis might have had a secret love child out there somewhere. Yes, y'all. Linda's throwing around accusations that suggest Mathis might have had an affair that resulted in a whole nother child. Now that's what's up in here. But let's not forget, Linda was mostly a stay-at-home mom during their marriage, and now folks are wondering if she's trying to secure the bag with all these wild claims. I mean, they've got grown kids together. He's being painted as some kind of Jekyll. Life goes way deeper than just cheating. We're talking Hollywood's dark secrets here, because Linda's spilling tea about stuff.
This is why I hate this bitch. She just said a bunch of fucking nothing, bro. Oh my god! You ever wish you could take your view back? I want to take my view back. Anyway, yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. All right, yo, that's about it, man. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'm gonna holler at you later.